Presented by Mitmac Motors. Find your car online.
Hi, I'm Sorrel from 8V Performance. We build fast Golfs. We didn't really look for any times with the car in the beginning. The car was purely built for that faster street car series that might be happening this year later. Yeah, it must be licensed, must be street car, it must have indicators, hood, reverse lights and things like that. When the faster street car got cancelled for this year, last year December, I said to the guys, well, the car's there, we can't race it anyway, let's take it to Talton and just have fun. First time out, the car ran 12.0, which we were shocked. I nearly fall on my back. I couldn't believe it. So then I said to him, well, let's just go back and get the thing prepped properly this time. And we went back there for the second time. Unfortunately, on the first launch, we had a clutch failure. Packed up, went home, went back the third time and ran 11.6.
So it's a 20 valve setup, obviously.
Yeah, it's a 20 valve. It's just under 2.2 litre. Yeah, it's just developed properly. We really went out next level to develop branches, calculate 3 different branches, change the lens, change the header tuning, the header size, the reversion on the reverse cones in the branch. We tried a couple of intake manifolds that didn't work for us. We ended up using RSI Toyota throttles from Marketplace Facebook with a custom built intake manifold to get the air the correct direction in the ports. And that's why we've spent some time on development and valve angles, valve seat angles and stuff on the head to get the head working properly. To be honest with you, I was happy with the 12.0. And then the whole social media started attacking us instead of being happy for us and saying it's 2023 and there was guys doing 11.6s before. And I said, okay, well, let's try and do 11.6, but then I'm going to stop. We're not trying to go any faster. We've got a drag off for that. It was unprepped. We're running standard VW shafts here, nothing special, standard wheel bearings, a standard button clutch. You know, there's nothing really special about it. At the moment, we're running full methanol. And the car's also, it's light, but it's not light enough. So with me in the car, and you can see, you know.
Let's just zoom out.
Yeah. So you can see, you know, the car's just over the faster street car rules, which were 850 kgs with a driver. So going to Talton, I'm not going to drive it. So I asked my buddy Lee to drive it, and he's just under 60 kgs, you know. So
Lee.
Yes.
Lee looks under 40 kgs.
Listen, he's got a big heart, eh? I'll tell you that. He's a Jack Russell. He's a Jack Russell. Yeah, so he's not scared of piloting it. And I said to him, well, it helps. You know, he's a friend. He's always there. He's always involved. He's from Lark's Works. His work's brilliant. I said, Lee, why don't you jump on, you know, would you mind helping a fellow workshop out by driving and helping us? And he's had some ideas and setups and suspension. And I really thank you. You know, a big thanks and a shout out to them as well. Yes.
What's the other most expensive part of the car?
Gearbox. The parts in the gearbox. You know, it's straight cut gearing. As we spoke earlier, you know, the O2J gearboxes can't handle the big power. I think we'll get to the power part, but this makes quite a bit of power. And we haven't broken anything on the box yet. Straight cut gears, it's a limited slip diff, and I think that's where the most money goes. Camshafts, very expensive. It's imported set of Ken cams. So these cams, I were lucky to get them, but they're just over the 20 grand, you know,
Yeah.
for the camshafts.
You've got a fancy spring kit.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So it's got some fancy valve springs in it. It's got fancy valves in it. Look, at the moment, to go over the quarter mile, the gear ratios are actually wrong. So we're revving it close on 9,000, where the car actually doesn't make power even near there. So we're so over the power curve, but at least it still stays together, is what we're after. And I'm grateful that we've got those internals in the car.
What other little secrets have you done to the motor?
Listen, honestly, I think we've just taken all the school fees we've paid, you know, with these, and I've got so many clients chasing circuit times, and then we change a port angle, and we change this, and we change to a bigger stroke crank and a smaller piston and a better squish pad, spark, whatever, you know, angles and whatever, and we've added all that together and really developed it, you know, and I think that's where the ponies come from.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's one big secret. As you can see on the car, I don't have anything slowing the alternator or water pump down. It's a standard alternator, standard import stuff. It's really a basic car that I use. It's my Friday car. I come to work and back with it. I've been through a roadblock with it.
Sideshafts, CVs?
Stock standard from the agents. No, that's why we're scared to do a prepped event. I know if we do a prepped event, so back in the day, we come off the line.
Hang on, whoa. You ran 11.6
Yes.
on an unprepped track.
Yes, yeah. So, but I must be honest. Even though it's an unprepped track, the car still did an amazing 60-foot time. So we don't really know what's in there to go to a prep track. Either we're going to brake or we're going to go slightly faster. One of those two things, you know. My friends say, the clutch will slip. The other one says the side shaft will go. That's why I said we stopped. You know, we will stop at 11.6. We're happy with that. You know, we've matched the all days with all technology.
Yeah.
We don't have a launch control in here. There is absolutely nothing new and fancy about the car.
You have to run a quicker time. It's incredible. 11.6 on unprepped track it's crazy, man.
Well, if I try once more, I'm definitely going to start with a proper fuel mix, you know, stuff that was illegal in nationals, nitromethane. I would really like to try a proper, you know, nitromethane in here with the methanol, because it's the easiest thing bumping up the horsepower. And then I'm sure if we go for a, you know, healthy 15% or 20%, the car probably could go, take weight out obviously, but the car probably do 11.5, maybe 11.4.
How hard is it to tune a car that's running on nitro?
I've done it once before. And for a guy, I'm not allowed to mention his name, it was strictly secret for him. And it took me a while to figure out the amount of fuel you had to add to the car. And so it's not difficult. I think any good tuner will figure it out. It's no more difficult than tuning a car with pump fuel.
Not many people like admitting they're using nitro.
Well, like I said, maybe I know of what the people were running back in the day, but also they've had their records, they've got workshops, they've got their pride to live up to. I'm not going to burst bubbles and start creating negative things. I know what we're running. If they believe it or not, so be it. If I run it, I'm definitely going to show them. There's your 11.6. This is the fuel we're putting in. Bring the other stuff. This is the amount we're using. And this, it'll be also nice for scooting guys and saying, listen guys, we're not there to brag and say we're the best. It's literally to show you guys this is what the nitro side is doing to the car.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, hats off, because you're one of very, very few people that actually admit, hey, we're going to try nitro and this is what we're going to
I think all Honda runs them.
No, don't
So
start.
they have to
Don't start.
try and get to the 200 kilowatt plus. They have to run. I mean, Hondas, they can't do that.
Fucking golf, man.
I'm fiddling with it, it's trying to fall apart here.
So hello, Lee.
Hello Lee.
What's happening, Lee?
Back at you, Joel.
What are we in, Lee?
Golf one.
Slatted, Lee. What do you like about the car?
Well, first last in the Golf 1 is good. My books.
So you ran 11.6 with this, huh?
Yes, 11.67.
So we're in Brakpan, also called Brakistan,
Yeah, Brakistan.
barefoot country.
Yeah. I think we'll see something around here now.
This is the land of the Golfs, right?
Well, yeah, Sorrel is situated in Brakpan, so
Yeah.
land of the Golf ones.
Start it here, let's hear it.
Noisy this thing.
Nice.
Hopefully we don't get arrested here in the middle of Brakistan. Yeah. And I don't have the biggest arms in the world here to turn this thing.
So what do you weigh?
60.
What does this car weigh? With you in it?
We haven't even checked, but I think it's about 850 odd. With me in it, ish.
Yeah.
Because it was built for the fastest street car, and it must be on the same weight as the tag, and I think it's 850 on this car.
Is it?
So it's about 850, 870 at the most.
Okay. There's no f***ing window ones. How's it? It's strong, man.
Okay, fun.
I think Lee needs a bit more weight though.
Oh, he's on a diet.
He needs
He's
more
on
burgers.
a diet.
This thing starts pulling in third, huh?
It's fun.
There's a lot of noise in first and second.
Straight cut gears.
And Lee weighs like nothing, huh?
Well, he's on a diet now.
Yeah.
What's the ideal weight that we're aiming for?
Well, we want him at about a 42.
Jeez.
Yeah, we want him at 42. I don't know what's his name. I'm joking. I know. No. So Lee's always been our pilot. You know what I mean? I mean, if you see how he rides an off-road, you must know he can drive a VW. That's for sure. It's a four-door. We started with the wrong car where we ended up. So I said, hey, no, I'm not going to drive the thing. If I ride it, we'll do 18s. You know, we'll give it to Lee. He's not scared of anything. Yeah, and he weighs like 4 times less than me. So maybe 5.
Yeah. I'm very impressed, huh?
That's awesome. Well, that's good.
Well done. I checked up that the last time Golf ran 11.6 at Talton was 2009.
Yes.
That was Sean Dupree. He actually ran 11.59.
Okay.
11.59, 185, I think. What was your speed?
182.7, somewhere there.
But that was on a prep track.
Yeah, look, we're not gonna, we don't want to throw it in anyone's face because we don't know if we'll go even quicker on a prep track. We already had a very decent 60 foot, but yeah, we do think that we'll go a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
And I do think those cars were slightly lighter than this. You know, it has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a 2-door as well, and that 2-door is a good 60 kgs lighter than this.
Yeah.
So the weight, it's all about the weight, and that's honestly why we're using Lee as a driver.
So if you put this on the track, on a prep track, will you expect some sort of breakage?
Yeah, I think the shafts might, or either, look, so the guys that's got some knowledge, they say either we'll break the shaft or we're going to slip the clutch, because usually when you go to these things, it's a twin pack clutch. You know, we're still on a normal stuff. So it comes from Norbrake, from Gavin Ross and Norbrake, and that's what we run.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
That is normal, huh?
yeah. So we might do this. I mean, Talton's in a week's time. We might do a couple of changes this week and go back. But like I said, we want to experience with nitro, because everyone says the nitro is what's gonna do the deal. It's super expensive. It's 650 rand a litre. We found out last week. So we're thinking to weigh it up and go about 10% and see if it actually makes a bit of a difference. If everything goes well, we'll have a better time. Yeah. the guys like to change this roller inertia, and that's how you jipper the factors.
Okay.
So 320, 340, 360. Very few guys will run it at 320, and that's where we run.
Okay.
And that is what the car makes in a 320 factor. That's actually quite smooth. You know, the bigger the cams, the wilder the motor, the more wild you'll have the dynograph looking. You know, and the idea was to get the power band stretch as fast as possible with a 5,000 RPM, nothing falling away after 5,000 RPM. And that is just how the car behaves at low RPM with this, air pulse and the intake manifold not making power, and then everything gets together like the power band, as we would call it, from 5,000 up to like 7.5 in this case. However, we do have to rev it quite far over to stay in the top band here. You go over that so quickly, and that's the problem with the quarter mile times with the fourth gear.
Yeah.
So the biggest problem is we rev it 8,800 RPM, and we're smacking the rev limiter before the line. So we've got some plans changing gear ratios and stuff. And
what do you expect the dyno figure to be with nitro?
I don't know. Some guys reckon 10% will give us 10% power. And what I've read up, I think about 6%. So if we can get it in close to the 190s maybe, theoretically if we can come down to like 11.49, 11.51, I think we'll be very happy with that. Well, anything will be happy. Yeah. We're just happy to go to Tolt and have fun and come back, eat 100 pancakes and have fun, so we don't care if it breaks, we just want to have fun.
These are perfect for the gearing, huh?
Not quite, the fourth gear is still short. So this is a 24.5. We actually had a better reaction from the car on the 22-inch Mickey Thompsons.
Yeah.
These are a lot heavier, and the 60 foots are actually slower with the 24.5s in general.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think the unsprung weight. I think the 22s just grip better from the line. I've seen it on some clients' cars as well. The 22s just work so much better. The 24 is definitely slow. I think maybe the first gear is too long. Back in the day, you could order gears like a 3.3 ratio. They don't do that anymore. So you're either going to sit with your stock standard 3.6 first gear, or you're going to sit like in this case, we're running a 2.75, first gear. And there's a rally ratio available for 2.5, first, but that's just too long. Then the car ends up doing 90 k's an hour in first gear. So you'll never do a proper 60 foot,
It's all Golfs here, there's no Hondas.
Unfortunately not. Closest you'll get to Honda in this workshop for now.
So you're in the heart of brake pan, eh?
Yes, I've shaved my mullet. Yeah. Everyone wants a 16 valve, including myself. We love them. Whenever you tell a guy, hey, your car's good for a 13, they laugh at you and say it must be much quicker. Yeah, car's super quick. It's this is the next thing to beat on the street, I'll be honest with you. Plus the driver is super quick thing. With the 16 valves, you could actually get a 300-degree cam to work. You can get a 310-degree racing cam to work if you know what you're doing. 20 valves just don't respond to the big cams, Yeah, this one's 126 kilowatt now.
Jeez.
We use Talton as a benchmark because I know that's a proper place to go. Just registered, and everyone called me Mr. 8 valve because we're doing 8 valves and we call it 8V performance. Everyone that wants to go fast is going to have to go to DSG.